Alright, we're starting.
Hello and welcome. Hey guys. This is intro.
I think that's it.
Whose intro is that? That's probably
That's us.
Is it? No, ours is.
What's up, guys? What's going on today? We're let's get right into it. Let's get started.
No. Alright, so
today. Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome.
Let's just crack open a cold one for the boys.
That's not.
Just cold little brewski for the boys.
That's an iPhone. What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about filmmaking. Now, we are
you might ask yourself,
the best filmmakers. No, I'm just kidding. We actually suck.
These guys like filmmaking?
They suck.
Duh.
They suck. So,
if you didn't know,
we
like to film.
About film. Do you like to film?
Friggin' love it.
Technically, we don't film anything because nothing goes on film. We actually digital.
We digitalize.
We digitalize.
Digital shoot.
We digitally print.
Digitally record.
It prints a digital
image
thing on the thing.
That's way too in depth. Let's not talk about that.
So we're going to be talking about filming today and why we love filming, and we're going to try our best to stay away from cars. We're going to talk about just filming and see how many people are actually into filming or who even cares about this. So
I'm just going to say, if you haven't already, and maybe you haven't noticed that we're like kind of into filming, check out our videos because we have a bunch of like cinematic features and a bunch of videos. Hey, that's my water.
This is all you're gonna see about cars today. That's cool.
Don't touch my water.
Sorry.
Completely threw me off. Yeah, go check out those. We have certain videos that say like feature film or something in front of it. So check those ones out if you're looking for like a full video movie. They're all obviously about cars, but yeah. Filmmaking. Let's talk about it.
Filmmaking. So we are currently going to college for filmmaking. We're in our second year of basically community college.
Yeah, technically right now we're almost like liberal arts.
Yeah.
But all of our classes are formatted around
video communications.
Video communications, yeah, that's what it's called.
That's what we're going for. When did you pick up this passion, sir?
Dude, honestly, I don't know.
I really don't know. It like just hit me like, dude, we should start making videos.
I don't know why you bought a camera the one time, but after that's the one.
This camera.
I don't know why you bought that.
I don't know.
But then I'm gonna apologize. If you saw our last video, I have a cold now.
You have a cold
and
video.
My voice cracks when I have a cold, cause you know how it is. I don't need to explain myself.
I think you do. My voice doesn't crack when I get a cold.
I lose my voice. You know what happens when you lose your voice and it starts just to go, you crack it.
Anyways.
That's not about filming, so let's all just shut up and let me live my life. Yeah, so I don't know why you bought that, but you got it, and then...
This is a sucky camera. This is a Canon T5. This is what we started making videos with. This shoots 720. It has no audio... import or
no flip out screen.
There's no audio input for an external mic or anything like we have on this one over here. There's no flip screen. There's barely a movie mode. I mean, it kind of sucks. You know.
I feel like that's why for this camera, and if anyone was to buy this camera, it's way more of a photography camera because you don't really need a flip out screen or an external port for audio when you're just taking pictures. And this can take pictures fine. We put the 50 on it, and you can take some fantastic pictures.
Could you explain what a 50 is?
50mm prime lens. We have right here. We have the kit lens, which if you don't know why it's called a kit lens, when you buy a camera in a kit, this is the lens they give you. It's 18 to 55. So right about maybe right about there, in between where you can't see it. But so I'm in between 35 and 55 right now. So maybe a little bit closer. It's the lens is permanently at 50. That's why it's a prime lens. It only shoots at the 50 focal length, I guess. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, so it's pretty zoomed in. That's when
you're at one. There is no zoom.
So imagine you're on your phone, and when you zoom in, if you zoom in like halfway, that's probably a 50.
Probably.
But
like the actual lens has better quality. Yeah. So back to what I was saying here. So you got that. We started taking pictures. And then we're like, yo, we should make some videos. And then this didn't have... Did we actually make any videos on that?
On what? This camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of them.
Well, because did we start with that, or did we get the T3i first?
No, we started with this. And then we shot like the break day thing with this. We shot...
Oh, that was all with that?
We shot the math cleaning thing with this.
We shot a lot of videos on
crappy.
this.
It was really
And then we realized that we wanted an external microphone.
It probably would have been better to shoot on an iPhone.
Honestly, yes, it would have been.
At least the iPhone shoots in 1080. But this just looks cool.
Yeah, so then we wanted to do that, so we went to this camera. But back to
what is this camera?
Hold on. We're way too deep right now. No, you keep asking like follow-up questions.
No, it's okay.
It started with what got me into this, and we got to have your side of it too. So what got me into it? I don't know. Honestly, out of high school, I was going down the route of graphic design because I was always doodling in class. I was really, yeah, shut up. Doodling. I was doodling.
He was doodling.
God. That's what I have to deal with, man. I was always drawing and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of like that little sense for fashion and stuff. Like, you want something cool to wear, and if I can draw that and make it and put it on a t-shirt, that'd be cool. So I wanted to do that. What about you? Where did it come from? What did you want to do out of high school and then somehow changed into this?
So it started with obviously liking cars, and then we wanted to start, I don't even know when we wanted to start filming our own things, but where I got the idea from was I started watching David Patterson. And David Patterson.
Well, what did you want to do out of high school though? When you were leaving high school and your teacher would say, "What do you want to do? Like, what are you going to school for?"
Oh,
school counselor.
That person.
Car design.
He wanted to be a car designer.
I wanted to be a car designer, which that took way too much school and way too much moving away, possibly to a different country, which I was like, no.
America.
And my idea for what designing cars was designing the whole car, but that's not how it works. Every person designs one part of the car,
One body
and then
panel.
it comes together eventually.
No wonder cars are so ugly.
Yeah, I know, because none of them match, you know.
One guy's over here, the other guy's over there.
And they're like, dude, I want this. And the other guy's like, dude, I want this.
And that's how you get cars like the Scion XB.
Toaster love.
Yo, toaster.
I love toast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I found specifically filming cars from David Patterson. I remember the first video I ever watched of him was the WRX review because I wanted to get my car and I wanted to see how it was before I bought it.
Surprisingly, I remember. I think my first video watched by him too.
What was it?
So, I didn't know much about cars when I became friends with Jordan, and we also had our friend Ben, which some of you guys know Ben, some of you don't. If you watch the videos, maybe you do. And we were at Ben's house. I'm like, dude, how can I learn more about cars and stuff? And they kept referring to the Terminator Mustang, which I know now, but I'm like, how do you know which one's a Terminator? It's like kind of like, how do you know S13, 14, 15, all that stuff? I didn't know that yet. And he's like, yo, watch the guy that Jordan watches. And he's like, I'm like, who is that? He says, that dude in blue. Go over to that channel, watched, pretty sure it was the Terminator Mustang video that David did, a review. Watched that.
That was your first video with him?
Yeah, and then I just,
you're kind of
after that, I just went and watched a ton of them because like, oh, this is sick. Like, driving someone else's car, going in depth about everything that's done about it. I just watched a ton of reviews after that and pretty much learned who David was.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good video to start off. Actually, that's one of his most popular videos ever. It was 1.2 million or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, let's see, where are we at? So, I guess you got into it because of David. I got into it because you had a camera and we were like, yo, let's film.
Yeah. So,
and because we thought Susie was dope.
Yeah.
Which,
but let's
wasn't bad.
We'll get into like the actual gadgetry and the nerdiness.
Yeah, so now you kind of know our background. Long story short, we like to do camera stuff, so let's talk about it. First camera.
What's your first camera is a Canon T5. This is what they do is they actually sell. I bought everything separate. You get the body without the lens. You can take the lens off.
You bought the 50 first, correct? Or did you buy the kit lens first?
No, I bought the kit lens first.
And not that kit lens. Is it that kit lens? It was that kit lens.
Yeah, well, we had one for years and then we sold it.
Yeah.
To Musa.
Yeah, shout out Musa.
He probably still has it.
He probably does.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember how loud that lens?
Yeah.
And then this thing was just normal.
First camera was the Canon T3 with the kit lens, which is the what is it? 18 to 55.
Yeah.
18 to 55, which is good. It's a great lens to start off with, and actually, I almost prefer that one when I'm taking pictures, unless I'm doing something where I can be far away with a 50. But it gives you the good zoom range to be able to take a variety of pictures.
Yeah, and it's cheap. It's like 99 bucks. I mean, that doesn't sound cheap for just
for everyday.
But
then I believe after that is when you bought the 50.
Yeah. And at first, we didn't really use it. We didn't really like it
because we were getting into filming, so it's like we couldn't use it.
Yeah,
you can't film with that.
That lens takes actual skill and like vision to see what you want it to.
Because you can do a lot with that lens.
Yeah.
It's a nice lens.
Yeah, it's really good in low light. You can shoot videos in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, anytime we're outside filming, we need to remember to use that because it's actually really sick.
Yeah. And then after that, we moved on, knowing that we wanted to have 1080p when shooting video and have external audio, flip out screen, etc. Got the Canon T3i, which also kind of came from David, because that was the Canon, or the camera Canon that he had and he recommended. He said, I don't know, he used it for so long.
7 years.
7 years, and it's like it got him to where he is now pretty much, and then he moved on to different stuff, and like, if he can do that with this camera, why can't we? So that was kind of the thought process behind that. Now we have that camera, and then the lens you're seeing this on is actually still relatively new of a purchase in our camera gear. It's like, it was the last lens we purchased, which is a 10 to 18 millimeter Canon lens. It's considered a wide angle, or sometimes people say ultra wide angle.
That's all it's got for zoom.
Yeah.
And there's the widest. So actually, it looks like we're sitting far away from the camera, but we're only like
an arm's length.
Right here to right here. Like, that's not that long, but it looks really...
We look like we're sitting back, but
far.
we're not.
Yeah.
It's just because it actually kind of distorts the image a little bit because how wide it is, but...
Yeah.
And then
what I like, this is the best vlogging lens that's cheap as well. Was it 180?
I believe it was around 180.
And that's cheap for lenses. Like, lenses is the most expensive purchase that you will start racking up over and over, except for if you buy just a really nice body of a camera. But you really don't need that.
Yeah.
You really don't need that. It's all about the glass. That's what
other thing is also, when I bought this camera, is I bought it just the body, the T3i, and then I bought at the same time, also I got both of them on eBay, bought our second kit lens, which when I bought it didn't know that was like the first generation one.
It was so bad.
Yeah, so Jordan's got the second generation, which, what is it, just the, I don't even know, like...
The focus is different. So like when...
Just like, almost like the...
So like when...
Just the mechanics of it.
This, you can't hear that. Yours, it would physically move...
Yeah, the whole thing.
The thing. And then when you're zoom, obviously it's the same. But this is a lot smoother. Silent. And it has the stabilization. Yeah. Yours didn't have the stabilization. Yeah. So it was really shaky.
So, yeah, we had that, and that sucked. So, sold that. Got the lens you have now. And the camera, we're all set there. What you're hearing this on is, I don't even know what
it's like the base model Rode mic.
Pretty much just, I think it's one up, because I think there's one, like the little baby one.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's just a Rode microphone,
it does really well.
RODE. It's all the camera stuff is in the description below.
Yes, I forgot we do that.
Yeah. So, great microphone. What I like is, for everyone that buys the expensive one, they always forget to turn it on. You don't have to turn this on, it just takes from the actual camera battery, because it's plugged right in, and no issues. We never forget, unless it's unplugged. And, you know, we're great. Yeah. We're Gucci.
Yes, we are. What's your favorite camera? If money wasn't a thing, what would you buy right now?
Honestly, just because I like Canon, I'd probably go with the 70D. Mm-hmm. But I would not be opposed, just because everyone else is going this route and it looks so good. I would definitely want to try out one of the Sony A7s S2. You're gonna say the same thing.
No.
I know. Unless you're gonna go the Panasonic route, which I don't know anything about those ones. But I would definitely probably stick Canon and go like 70D.
If we were legit,
what are you? Money's not an issue. What, you gonna say, a red?
I'm gonna get a red. It has one button.
It does.
It has one button. That's all you need. It has record. but it's $60,000 just for a body, just for the body of the camera.
I feel like we'd have to be like, I wouldn't use that to vlog.
No, but I mean like making films. Like
if we're gonna film
films,
I still feel like
better.
Also, don't you people film with red? Don't you have multiple of them? Because you're getting all the shots.
I'm gonna look up one right now. Yes.
Yeah.
So
that'd be crazy
for people that are doing various different types of videos. Don't buy it. It's not for you.
No. I don't know. I'm just really
and obviously
way more of a fan of just DSLRs. Just super easy to use. A lot of different settings and capabilities of the camera.
Okay. So Red Weapon, $49,955
and
for a camera.
You have to have the special editing software for a Red, and like you have to like import everything through that software, and then I think you can compress it and edit it something else.
It has its own software.
But yeah, it has its own editing software. Crazy.
I'll show you what the one I'm looking at. It literally just looks like a box. Well, let me turn down the brightness a little bit more. That's
Crazy.
it. That cost, what did I just say, 50 grand? That one's 50 grand?
And what, that's the one button?
That's the one button.
Well, what's all the stuff on top?
Well,
that's buttons. Essentially, it's one button, but it's a lot of buttons.
It's not that many.
He's a liar.
Oh, dude, it comes with dual fans. The camera has fans.
If your camera has fans.
You gotta chill out.
If your camera has fans, it's fancy.
But like, look from where the box came, how much you can mod it. Like, that's the whole thing.
Oh, because that was without even a lens.
Mod it. Yeah, there's no lens on that. It's just the body.
Whoa, that's so weird.
Yeah, but that's like a legit cinematographer camera that.
Pretty sure doesn't Devin Supertramp use that?
Oh yeah, you could afford it.
Yeah, check out his videos.
I mean, like I wouldn't even know where to start.
Neither would I. That's
it. Just looks like a robot.
The screen doesn't come with it, right? That's separate.
Yeah,
it's all different things.
Nothing comes with it.
That's insane. All right, stop drooling over the Red.
But that's what I would buy if money wasn't a thing. But I think the Sony A7 is a good all-around thing. You can do actual films with it. Shoots 4K. Yeah. The body costs $3,000, which is
kind of crazy.
Very expensive. I mean, not compared to the 50 grand, but
yeah. I do like that it's a smaller camera, and it's something, yeah, just more portable compared to a 70D, which is larger and probably heavier because it's the iron body, is it? Or what's it made? Just metal body? Just.
Well, yeah, it's metal body.
I don't even
waterproof.
know what metal it's made out of, but
it's basically this, but upgraded with everything. So
I would go with that, or the Sony, just because they both do the same thing.
I haven't tried out any Panasonic.
Neither have I. Know that's what David's using now.
Yeah, I don't like the color. It looks too flat, like kind of dead.
No, I know he doesn't. Doesn't he color grade though on some of them?
He does, but it
still is a very flat one.
Yeah, it looks really flat and kind of sucks the saturation out of it. That's the word.
I think that's the thing with like Canons have a very I don't want to say neutral, but like they get a little bit of everything.
They get the closest to what the color is in real life.
Yeah, like basically. Everything's pretty solid.
It's really natural.
So like that's what I also really like about having this Canon is like there's very little color grading needed, unless you're trying to get a certain look.
But it's easy to base off of when you're going to edit. You want to talk about editing software after this, actually? Sure.
Do you want to touch on any other? If we could add a couple more lenses to the arsenal of what our cameras are now, what lenses do you think we should get?
What is it?
Like a telephoto, or what are you trying to think of?
It's the art lens.
Oh, the Sigma?
Sigma art lens. That's what everyone says is pretty good. I've never tried it. I want to try it.
What
This feels good talking about filming again.
What's the
L lens?
No, like for the art lens, what's how much does it zoom, or is it like fixed?
No, it's a medium range, kind of like the 18
so it's kind of like
but it's like
a better kit.
Maybe it's like an 18 to 100 and something. But it's still pretty compact. It's not like a telephoto lens, which I think those are the big Canon ones.
For me, I'm still pretty new with a lot of this stuff. Like that's what we're still learning throughout school.
It's just like cars. Like you have camera mods. Billion camera mods that you'll never know of.
Like the battery packs and all that other stuff. that is something cool that I'd be cool, or I'd be down to get a battery pack, because you go through batteries pretty quick.
Yeah.
But for lenses, I definitely would want to have a range of like all of them. So like not one of those huge telephoto lenses, but like one that you can get a really long zoom on, and then obviously have like this one, and then the wide angle 50, other stuff, just a good mix.
Have you ever used a fisheye lens?
I have not.
It's very weird.
Doesn't I think Calvin has one?
Does he?
I thought so.
A fisheye?
I don't know.
Yeah, it probably
Said
does.
it's terrible.
Well, that's only for like retro skating videos.
Yeah.
Like, no one else cares about that, but retro skating to get the whole whatever's going on, because you'll never leave frame, so it's easy to follow somebody with that.
I think that kind of wraps up the lens talk. Do we want to move on to editing software?
What's the big thing?
Yeah, so actually, let's
get questions.
Last thing, I guess that still involves with the camera, card. So one thing I kind of want to talk about, which I love using SD cards, super simple to use. The new one that we got, this gold one, SanDisk, 64 gig, gold. I'm pretty sure the gold just means because it writes faster. They're just super portable, tiny. They are easy to lose, but if you have like a little pack for them, you're good. Yeah, is that all foggy in there? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I did not like. We used, was it a 70 or a 5D at school? 70, right?
Yeah, 5D's more expensive than the 70.
We used a 70 in our video production 2 class, and what I didn't like is, I don't even know what it's called. It was just a bigger card. What's those cards called?
I don't know. I know what you mean. They're huge.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It's got like the 16 prongs.
Probably.
Is that what?
I don't know.
Is that right? I don't know, but I didn't like it because what I like with my Mac is I can just slide the SD card right in, import it all. But with that, I had to have a separate thing to
adapter.
Yeah, an adapter, and it's just not as easy. It's this big fat card. I don't know. That's just not the way.
Yeah, it's like old school, technically.
Yeah, old school's film.
Well, yeah, we could.
But yeah, no.
Film.
Cards, I think cards are important for what you're doing. If you're doing pictures, it doesn't matter. You can get a pretty cheap card and it'll work great for you. If you're doing video, you definitely need one that writes at a quick speed, because that's the problem we had before on our old one where it stopped recording, which still occasionally happens with this card, but
oh god, it's not that bad.
I definitely think that's important just because it was annoying that it kept stopping. So definitely get a card that writes fast if you're making videos. Move on.
Starting off with editing software. What did we start off with? Ever?
I've been talking a lot. What did we start off with? It was here at my house.
We started off with Microsoft Movie Maker.
Isn't it Windows Movie Maker?
Windows Movie Maker, whatever you want to call it. It is literally, I'd rather edit with...
I'd rather draw out the video.
I'd rather draw a video than edit.
Honestly, no, I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't good. It was very tough. Clips would fail a lot of the times.
Oh, all the time. Every video.
I remember trying to make a cool edit for like an intro to our videos on that, and it was so difficult. Clips would be getting lost all the time. I just think it's funny that taking a software that everyone uses just for slideshows and trying to make a cool edit on it, we used that thing so hardcore usage of Windows Movie Maker, just like cutting stuff together, that it didn't know how to handle it. It kept crashing because it was like
the video was too good for one platform.
The stuff was too fire. It was too many cuts, and like it just did not like it. I thought that was kind of hilarious.
That was hell. That was living hell. The worst.
We even tried to download like other softwares.
You know what it reminds me of? I mean, that's what you would use to put like. You ever see like those picture frames that are digital?
Yeah, we have one.
So
it's literally
the picture thing that's like digital that would do a slideshow. That's what you would use that for.
It's literally, it's an old person thing that has Windows. If old people have a computer that has Windows and you want to make a slideshow, that's what you use. You put it in, just literally like probably select all your pictures, drop them in, put a couple songs in, and that's it. That's like what they use in schools to put like stupid slideshows together. It's so basic. It's like PowerPoint.
Yeah,
it's just something so simple.
Same platform.
But for what we're doing, it's like at the point where it's too simple. It's like it doesn't make it. It makes it more difficult because it's so stupid.
We don't have options to do anything.
And then we moved on to, we got this computer. If you saw any videos when we first got this, we've added a lot here. There's some history here. Well, we're not going to talk about that. That's for another time. So, got an Apple computer, a MacBook Pro, and we had iMovie, because obviously iMovie comes, I'd say stock.
Yeah,
Is that
free. It's free.
Yeah,
from
it
the
comes
App Store.
for free on the computer, ready to go. That was a huge move. It was a big step up.
It is. I love
Felt
it
so
much
professional
better.
moving from Movie Maker to that.
Yeah.
And now looking back on it, I was using it today. I hated it.
Yeah.
For half of the time I was editing, I actually didn't notice that I was using iMovie.
Yeah.
And then I went to look for certain options. I'm like, what the heck? And then
it's not
I
there.
realized I was using iMovie. I'm like, oh, no wonder I can't
Yeah.
find this thing I was looking for. Like I was looking for the VU meter. I'm like, where's this at?
No, there's no video.
Nope.
They don't care. They don't care about your audio.
But honestly, iMovie's great. You can make a lot of cool things. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from one of Casey's videos, he said that a movie won an award and it was edited on iMovie. It's not like a movie you see like the Grammys, or not Grammys though. The Grammys are music, Oscars, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that, but it's like short films. Like short film won a huge award for it, and it was just an iMovie movie.
iMovie.
An iMovie edit.
iMovie edit.
Yeah. Moving on. This is where I think instead of just talking about what we use, we can talk about what we used through school. But we'll start with the product and editing software that we use, which is Final Cut Pro version X or 10, whatever you want to call it. I think it stands for 10.
It is. It's 10. It's Roman numerals, bro.
That's what. Well, you know, sometimes they just have different names. Nevertheless, fantastic software. I love it. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Would recommend?
Would, except unless you're using it on Jordan's computer. Yours, I don't know what happened to your...
fake. We stole it.
We do have a stolen copy. If that is bad, please do not come after us because mine broke. I'm not using it anymore. Jordan's not using his. He's using iMovie.
It's broke.
I'm using a professional free trial of it right now, of Final Cut. So
is that the newest update one?
Yeah, they give you the new update of Final Cut. Okay. It's pretty much all the same. Nothing looks like it's changed yet.
Yeah.
Probably just anything is like little software updates of just making things perform better. But no, I love it. It's a great step right after iMovie because it's still got all the same basics as iMovie. But like I was saying, how it's got view meters for you to watch your audio, different ways, like all the text in iMovie, everything's like animated where it like comes in and like everything's got a motion to it. Where in Final Cut, I can just throw in a word and take it out easy.
So it's customizable.
Yeah, you can like you can do everything the way you really want to do it. Where iMovie makes it easy. Where it's kind of like the same thing. Windows Movie Maker. You can just you can like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Like how people when they make a slideshow, they'd want it to be like first grade and like
first.
I don't know. It's like that's what it would be like. That's what you see those animation
cheap.
Titles for. Yeah, it's cheap. Like our one teacher said, if you spend time like on your titles, it's amateur. He's like, literally, that's like the last thing you should be thinking about. Just simple title the movie, done, go next. But I love it. No, it's like super easy to use. I haven't had anything really with it. Well, there's a couple little things, but when we talk about the other softwares, I'll mention that. But pretty much, I have no complaints with it.
And no complaints.
What's your take on Final Cut?
I like it. We've also used Premiere Pro. Hated that. Way too much going on. It's so confusing. The biggest thing about an editing software is how the layout is on the home page. If it doesn't look nice, it's not nice.
That's the thing. So like,
wait, we also used Avid. I hated Avid.
I was gonna talk about those after. I was just gonna go in depth on Final Cut, talk about that. Yeah, you needed to get rid of that. He's got ADD today, and he's like fidgeting all over the place.
Work.
Well, we're working now.
We're working.
So, you have anything else to say about Final Cut? Any recommendations or key tips?
At first, it's a little scary. use it a couple days and you'll learn it.
I'd say, I don't know if we actually found it like this, but look up a thing of all the shortcuts to use.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Because that pretty much goes for... Yeah, so like I was saying, I would look this up for any program you use. Look up the shortcuts, because without those, it's really tough to figure out what you're trying to do. Like Command B, that's what I need to know for this. Command X, like cut, undo, redo. Actually, I think it's just to come out. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Just go for it. But yeah, you definitely need shortcuts, because there's really no, I don't know, switching tools. I hate tools in
that's what all Premiere Pro is.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, I like that in this, I can do all the shortcuts and I stay on one tool. I hate that in other programs I have to, oh, if I want to do this, I got to go to this mode and use this tool. That's the thing about Premiere Pro. Now let's talk about it.
Oh,
so,
and the title thing where it's a whole separate app.
Alright, so I think, from people I've been talking to, using the whole Creative Cloud as all of Adobe's programs together, they love it because everything can actually really seamlessly flow in. And when you're using all those programs and you know how to, it works great. And I think for us,
it's too complicated. Like at first, it doesn't look good.
When we're just trying to do something quick and you can do it quick in Final Cut, and we don't know how to do it quick in these other programs, I think that's where we get frustrated. But I do like Premiere Pro. I can still get by with it. I kind of like the way their import window is. It's a little bit, I don't like that you have to make a bin, and then if you don't make a bin, it's like sometimes it doesn't
I'm like
transfer
so
over.
Confused about that.
I don't like that. I want everything just to be there and not get lost. But I don't know how I like, and we talked about this the other day, the almost like the import window of just the edit. Like when you are looking at a clip, it shows up over here, and you like choose your in and out, and then you import it, and then it shows up on the other window. I see where it's useful, where if you want to have one clip of your edit on this window, and then you want to like preview something and see how it would match up, and then throw it in. Yeah, but I don't know. That's not how I flow. It's just not right.
No.
You got anything else about Premiere Pro?
I'm sorry, I'm just really tired.
Gotta get some energy, man. You need some water?
I need some Monster. What are we talking about, Premiere Pro?
Talking about Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's it.
No, but the biggest thing is like everything being separated, and you have to go search for it and actually put effort into just looking for it, rather than spending your mindful time on how the video is actually coming together, rather than like, oh crap, where did this go? Because I have no clue where that thing went.
If you don't get what he means by that, is where everything's kind of hidden. Everything's kind of hidden, that you have to use that like toolbar, I guess, at the top where it's like program, edit, all that stuff. We have to go through and like here, and here just to get this to happen. I don't like how everything's kind of tucked away. It's great that they have a ton of options, but you really got to know everything they have and how to find it for it to work out well, and that's difficult. What am I trying to say here? Like I said, how I've talked to people that use the whole Creative Cloud system and they like how it all flows together. I would love to use other programs that Adobe offers, like, what is it?
After Effects?
After Effects, yeah. Stuff where you can make
an animated.
Yeah, animate animations and like little graphics.
And put that within your video.
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, if I was to use that more often, I'd probably have to go to Premiere Pro. But it's cool. It's like, I don't know, I use it if I have to, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Yeah.
Moving on to the super professional software that we used. How much did that cost? Doesn't it cost like a ton of money?
What?
Avid.
Oh, it does, but like, oh, that was even worse.
Avid's, I guess.
There's no visual.
This is what the guy kept saying, is it's the industry standard for movies. You use Avid. And it's like, I didn't like that it doesn't cover the screen, the background, your desktop.
Oh, a separate window.
Yeah.
Ooh,
you open Final Cut, everything is covered. You can even like click the maximize to like make it cover everything, and you're in that program. Like, that's all you see. But for this, for Avid, you have separate windows, and if you move one of, like, everything's all little separate boxes, and they don't cover the whole desktop background. So I found it distracting that on the kind of stock background setting of a Mac is like those mountains. You're seeing through to these mountains while you're trying to edit. And what Jordan and I both ended up doing is moving all the windows so it all touched and you're just in the program, or at least it looks like it. That was terrible. And then when you, what was it, when you'd import certain clips, they all get their own like separate box.
I hate those bars. Just show the clip. Like
there just needs to be one area where all of them are, but everything's out in separate, and that was terrible.
Terrible. Anyways, let's get off of.
Honestly, editing on it though, was great. I did it once we got on the flow. Editing like little things, it wasn't bad. I did like the way you could color grade with it, how it splits it up. You see previous frame,
did like that, yes.
Current frame, next frame. It makes it super easy to make sure that everything, I guess we'll use this word, flows with the continuity. Everything looks right. Color is equal all the way through. But yeah, they're supposedly dropping a free version if you want to check that out. Refresher, 3 programs: Avid, Premiere Pro, Final Cut, I guess iMovie, Windows Movie Maker.
If you guys are looking to actually get into editing, start off with iMovie. It's great. If you can get your hands on a Mac of some sort, even on, I know iPhone has on the App Store has
most
a
of them
smaller
come with
version
iMovie on it.
Of iMovie. It takes up so much space, so if you don't
use it, delete it.
If you have a larger phone, then you're okay, but with mine, I would never be able to run it. It's way too big.
I tried it actually. I've used it. And
yeah,
it's all right. It's different.
All right. Like if you want to put an Instagram video together where you're just putting random clips together just to share, like that's fine, or Facebook something. But I think that covers it for editing and filming and our background. And
oh, I know one thing we can throw in for future purchases and stuff that will make our filmmaking easier. Or just other things we're looking for. I'm just gonna name them off, and if we want to talk more about them, we can. Drone, gimbal, different type of like Steadicam stuff. Like I don't know if that shoulder rig, that was kind of cool. If you're doing like reality TV, I don't know if we'd get that, but definitely drone and gimbal are like the top 2. Anything else?
More lighting. Lighting is the best thing you can do. Honestly,
I think that's really overlooked.
That's something we need to like at the shop. We have good lighting, but it's not good for filming. Like we need.
It's good when you're under all that, but yeah.
If we're under a car, in the car, or have the hood up or something like that, or even in the corner, you can always do better.
There's a lot of shadows that get
only we see.
Yeah.
So.
Like you have a lot of light, but also, with what we're working on, which is cars, it creates a lot of shadows.
Yeah. So what we need to do is the stand with the diffused light.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Lighting's fun. Lighting's cool to mess around with. So, I think that's it.
Yeah. If you have any other questions or stuff you're curious about, I know there's a lot of, I don't know where it is or what website it is, but I know there's a lot of like online tutorials and like even classes. YouTube. Yeah, even YouTube does some stuff that you can learn about editing, filming, lighting, all that stuff. So check those out if you're curious. But that's just our take on it. You want to talk about like last quick tidbit plans, what we want to do? Because I know for me, I would love to get into, I don't know about editing it because that would be really tough, but it would also be fun. I think it would be cool to make more music videos or work with people that make music that we like. Try to do something like that. That'd be fun to film and probably fun to edit. More commercial company shoot videos. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to think, I thought I had something else, but you got anything else, like other things you want to film that's outside of YouTube and vlogging?
More company stuff. I want to do like one Hollywood type movie in my life.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's too. After that, like, too much.
The thing that is about that, which is kind of cool that we saw through classes, you can get hired for like 2 days. Come out, the movie won't be completed in 2 days, but they need you for your role of filming for 2 days.
And you get paid.
And you get paid for it.
But then you have to keep moving on. And basically,
Yeah.
you're finding a new job every week.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that as a steady, reliable thing. I want to do that as something kind of like for fun. Go into the movie setting, film like Fast and Furious, like get a couple scenes of the cars coming by, and I'll do all that cool stuff, and then be like, well, that was cool, experience that. Did I like it? Maybe. Will I keep doing it? No. TV, that'd be kind of cool. Not like, I don't know, it's almost like I would think it'd be cool to see what it's like doing almost like, not the reality shows, but the talk shows, I guess, like Jimmy Fallon or like people like that, see what that's like. I don't know, even if I'm not doing it, I'd want to like see people doing it.
Yes.
Not news, I'm not really into news, but I would definitely, I have a couple connections, I would definitely shadow people and see what it's like working on big productions. But that's pretty much it. If you have stuff you want us to talk about or other questions about that, always leave them down below.
Sure, will do. Will do.
No, thanks, man.
I will. Thank you guys for watching this podcast. This is podcast number, I'm gonna guess 7 or 8, possibly. This one was probably very long. It feels like it's been long. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Most of the time I was just listening to you talk because I don't know. I couldn't really.
I don't know. You're too dead today. You need a monster.
I need a monster.
Your comment about Premiere Pro was, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
That's it.
I don't like it.
I
don't like it.
don't know. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.